What's around the corner for the Omaha real estate market? Well, in today's video, we're going to look at the Omaha real estate market for January of 2022, and we're going to get started right now. My name is David Matney with Nebraska Realty. I'm a local realtor here in Omaha, Nebraska. Now let's jump into today's topic. Now, most sellers this time of year are starting to think about spring and putting their homes on the market, because the way our market typically works is sellers like to put their homes on the market in the spring and then move over the course of the summer. And then by the time fall starts and by the time school starts, they're settled and ready to start the school year. Now, I met with a seller a few days ago and I went over some stats with him. And if you're thinking about putting your home on the market this spring, you might want to rethink your plans a little bit. And here's why. Now, right now, at the time of the recording of this video on January 20th, 2022, if you look between the price ranges of $200,000 and $250,000 in Douglas and Sarpy County, there are only 27 active listings on the market in that price range. Now, if you look solely at Sarpy County, between the price of $200,000 and $250,000, there are 0 homes on the market. So if you're a seller in that price range, you could really take advantage of the market right now versus waiting. Okay, if you're a seller and you want to wait, and let's say your time frame is set up to where you have to move during the summertime. Okay, one of the options that you have available is that you can do this. You can put your home on the market now, sell it in a month, close in a month, and then what you can do is negotiate possession date, which means you can still move over the course of the summer. Let's say you want to have a June 1st move date. What you can do is get your home sold, get it under contract, close, and then you can negotiate possession. So that means after the home closes, you could rent your home back from the buyer at, let's say, a market rate for a rental property. So that means you have your home sold, you take advantage of the current market. The buyer is happy because they've taken advantage of the market interest rates as of today's date. You get to move at summertime, and then the buyer, they had to concede a little bit. They have to rent a few more months, but at least they're happy because now they have a home at their interest rate. So it can be a win-win in today's market. So if you're a seller, you might want to reconsider your options. Okay, now if you're a buyer in today's market, you want to really buckle up because it's going to be a rough ride. One thing you want to really take advantage of, and that is if you have a buyer's agent and if you're working with a buyer's agent, you want to make sure that you ask, or that person ask the seller this one important question, and that is, what is important to the seller? In some cases, it's going to be price. In some cases, it's going to be possession. You want to find out what's most important to the seller, because it's not always about price. It's always about terms. So if you're out there competing in today's market, you want to make sure that you put an offer forward to that seller that is most advantageous to that seller, because every seller is going to be different. So you want to find out what's most important to that seller. Let's say you have an offer for $250,000. You're competing with another offer and they're both for $250,000. And let's say you find out that the seller wants to rent back the property and have a later closing date or have a later possession date. And if you can find out that information, that's going to put you in an advantage in today's market. Okay, let's talk inventory in Douglas and Sarpy County. Now, currently, at the time of this video, there's 536 active homes on the market in Douglas and Sarpy County. Now, when you take away new construction, just existing homes, there are only 215 existing homes on the market. Now, buyers are out there in force. Now, last week I was working with a couple that was relocating to Omaha. They came into town and we had some inclement weather and a snowstorm, and that didn't stop these buyers. We were out there in a snowstorm along with many other buyers. Even the weather isn't stopping these folks. These buyers right now are kind of like the Terminator looking for Sarah Connor.
I'm a friend of Sarah Connor.
And then if you're a buyer, you want to keep this in mind as well, because a lot of buyers, what they do is they shy away from new construction because they don't want that long wait time. But sometimes once in a while, builders will have a home that comes back on the market and the home will be done, but the buyer's financing fell through. So sometimes there's an opportunity there to where you can go into new construction with a very small wait time before possession. So you want to make sure that you look at all your options out there and not just eliminate new construction completely, because once in a while, you'll have a builder such as Celebrity will have some homes that come back on the market for whatever reason. That's another opportunity for you. That's why it's important that if you're a buyer, that you get hooked up with a buyer's agent in order to help you find those opportunities. Now, speaking of buyer financing falling through, I want to just talk about this for a moment. It just drives me crazy. If you're in this market and you're buying a home, you want to make sure, and I've said this on multiple videos and said this multiple times, and it just drives me crazy when people don't do this, but you want to make sure that you get pre-approved with a local lender. A few weeks back, I had some buyers and they didn't take my advice. They used an out-of-state lender, and lo and behold, their financing fell through with that out-of-state lender, and then they had an earnest deposit, and typically the buyer will get their earnest deposit back. But in this situation, they lost part of their earnest deposit. It's not foolproof, using a local lender, but all things being equal in this market, two buyers competing on one properties, all other things being equal, you're going to be in an advantage if you use a local lender. So you want to make sure you want to eliminate all possibilities of your offer being rejected. And one of the ways you can do that is to use a local lender. And again, it just drives me nuts when folks don't use a local lender, but what do you do? Okay, let's look at last month, December of 2021. Last month, we had 1,164 homes closed. The median sale price for last month was $251,750, and the median days on market was 3 days on the market. How does that compare to December 2020? In December of 2020, we had 1,139 homes closed. The median days on market was 3 days on the market, and the median closed sales price in December of 2020 was $230,000 even. What are the interest rates doing? Now, right now, they're on the rise. According to nerdwallet.com, the 30-year fixed rate interest rate for a 30-year mortgage was 3.68%. That's what's driving these buyers right now, is buyers can see that rates are going up, and so that's bringing them out in force. So if you're a seller, you want to take advantage of that and put your home on the market now versus waiting. Okay, we've talked about this as well, and that's inflation. Okay, the cost of materials is going up as well. The cost for lumber for 1,000 board feet is $1,188 for 1,000 board feet. What about our local economy? Now, right now, the unemployment rate for Douglas County is only 1.4%. Now, in Sarpy County, it's only 1.1%. So there's a lot of jobs and a lot of opportunity in the Omaha metro area. Now, if you'd like to learn more about our market and more about Omaha, Nebraska, be sure to check out this video here, and you make it a great day. Oh, and don't forget, hey, show some love for the channel. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and go ahead and ring that bell for notifications. I do post my videos to my channel each week. Make it a great day.